Hello. So today I'm going to talk about an issue that happened, and I'm still a little bit, I wouldn't say upset. I'm learning how to get used to my feelings and how I feel and determine what kind of feeling that is. So I wouldn't say it's really upset, but it got me thinking about when you feel you say too much because of what someone docked you for. If they say you weren't supposed to say what you wanted to say and you're left thinking, well, am I bad for what I said? Because what happened today was really, it made my day go down, and I was feeling good, but I was going down, and I just had to not let myself get that way. So let's say I'm going to base it to me in reality. So let's say someone talked with you, because a worker basically talked with you because you said something you weren't supposed to say, or felt that it wasn't appropriate to say, when in your mind you know that was appropriate and did relate to the subject on what everybody was talking about. So it hurt me because I felt like I was being pinned for something that I know wasn't wrong. It felt like I had the freedom to speak. And from the most supported person that I've met in my life so far, to tell me, if you feel there's something on your mind you want to say it. It doesn't matter if you say something that's on your mind and you look to a face and they have a look on their face like, why would you say something like that? Or, that look. It doesn't matter what they think, because you wanted to say that, so you have the freedom to say that. And that really bugs me when we get questions from people, especially in our job or something like that. But you get questions from people and they want to ask you something about a topic we're going over for the day, and you feel it relates to me, so I want to open up about what happened in my life and relate that to it. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's the fact of getting docked for it because someone feels that that wasn't appropriate. It's not about opening up your life, words that were specifically said. So that really bugged me. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to make a video, because what if this person watches it? No, I have the freedom to make this video, and I have a freedom to talk about what happened in my life today. So this is it's really touching on my feelings. And when I feel I get my feelings hurt, it is acceptable for me to figure out why they were hurt and how can I vent about it. And I think I wanted to make a video, so I'm going to vent about it. But it really bugged me. I feel if I have something to say, I have the freedom to say it. And especially if it relates to me and I want to open up about my life. But to be told this is not a time for you to open up about your life, that is crap. Because the reason of getting this job in the first place was to grow as a person. And when we get involved with things that relate to our life or what happened, and we feel the need, we want to open up about it, there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like I'm not going to be able to express myself and vent if I don't get it out. So I want to talk about that. Don't let anyone tell you when you feel that it relates to your life that you want to open up and share something with someone. Don't think it's an inappropriate time to tell that or not, because it was the time to open up about something like that, because you came to conclusion with your own mind that it was time to talk about this. And I don't want to stress on it enough. It really hurt me because it triggered my trust in my mind on who I trust, and the fact that it hurts that. It's really hard. So I have to build this skin over me to ricochet all this unnecessary stuff, or what I feel is hurting me in my mind, or my reality. It's hurting it. So I'm trying to be as clear as I can. It's just I'm a little bit shaky in this feeling again, talking about it. But I think I've said pretty much the main issue I'm trying to get to. And it just hurts, it really just hurts. But do not, especially when it's a time for you to talk about your life and experiences relating to something a person is talking to you about, don't be afraid to share that. And especially if you have a boss or some supervisor that you have to tell you that that wasn't appropriate, you have the feeling and the need to let them know that my feelings were hurt, and why not I be able to speak my mind or relate to the question. So I really want you guys to think about that, and really, when you're becoming an adult and facing people who are adults, you get in these battles a lot. Because if you don't, I don't know what's happening, but I'm sure there'll be a time where you battle with this thing of I'm a young adult and I'm learning life lessons, and you've learned your life lessons, but you still have more to learn, just like I have more to learn. And if I feel I want to speak up for myself, I can speak up for myself, and I will show that I can advocate for myself. So just recognizing when something's not right or it feels not right with you, do not be afraid to speak your mind, especially in the work field, because that is where you'll get eaten alive by the knowledge people think they have over you with what lack of you knowing, and use that to their advantage. But when you feel that that's not right or something's not right, don't let it have that power over you. You need to find the power within yourself and stay in control of yourself, and don't let yourself be knocked down by how hard a person is hitting you when what they say to you is not right or what you shouldn't be doing, when you know in yourself that it is all right. And I have the right to talk about this on my life experiences. I'm being specific on life experiences because it's touchy for me. I've opened up a lot in my recovery, and I feel like it is time to share and talk to people about what I've been through and relate and see what conclusion I could get from them based on what I tell them. So there's nothing wrong with feeding myself with the conclusion, if that makes sense. I feel I'm going to have to learn a lot of boundaries when it comes to what I have with my bosses or in the work field. Just the boundaries of what you should have and your rights, where your rights come in, because there must be more people out there who know more rights about themselves when it comes to the work field than I know or what I've been told. But what I know is we do have a right. So that is really touchy. And even if today this experience wasn't subjected to me personally, it triggered me. It hit on the spots that I knew I could speak up on. So I did. And I feel good. And I'm not going to go home today after work and feel like I didn't do good. I want to feel good about myself, and I want to have a good night rest. And I felt I can do that now. I felt I did that. So with going through an experience like that and a challenging lesson you have to learn when it comes to boundaries and people in the work field, you really have to just take it as it is and realize where you are at and where they are at, and know that this is a boundary. This is how I'm going to have to stand, and this is how you've already shown me you stand. So I have to adjust my stand to have myself further in control. And it is hard sometimes when you're triggered or frustrated, especially with having a mental illness and going through symptoms, and also working in the work field where some people do understand that, and then some just think we should think how they think, but we don't think like that. So they have to understand. It's a lot of understanding that goes on in here and in this field of working with the mental illness. So I know it's kind of hard to say what you have to say or pronounce words clearly. In fact, when you're feeling this way, you're so emotional driven that you feel it's hard to express your words or speak clearly. And that's what I have a problem with. But I will fight it off to the death until I make my point clear. And I say those certain words that are going to hit and make it seem like, okay, I made a point. I made a point with myself that I understand. But if this person doesn't understand this, I'm going to fight it and I'm going to speak on it. So there is no way I would get in trouble for making a video about this, and no names were said once again, but I'm going to speak about it. And it really hurt me today. It made me feel less of a person than them, like I'm lower than them. And it hurt. So I gave them my mind, and I wasn't going to stand there feeling all shaky like I was about to fall down because I was being hit emotionally. I wasn't going to take that. So I had to get into control, and I spoke my mind. And I remember what that person who is the most support to me that I've ever met in life to tell me, if you want to say something that's on your mind, say it. It does not matter what someone else thinks for you saying something like that. That is what you wanted to say. And I believe that. And I will preach that within my mind and out loud. So until then, this has been another video about daily life lessons. And I will be coming back with more. Stay tuned.